Building emotional resilience, personal growth for emotional strength and stress management. Discover how personal growth and practical strategies build emotional resilience, mental fortitude, and stress management for a stronger life. Building emotional resilience through personal growth. Life throws curveballs at all of us. Sometimes it feels like those little challenges add up, and before you know it, your emotional cup feels pretty empty. I've been thinking about how building emotional resilience isn't just about toughing it out, but actually growing through those moments. It's like a muscle. You got to work on it to get stronger. So let's talk about emotional resilience, not in some clinical, boring way, but as something real you can develop through personal growth. It's all about recognizing your feelings, understanding them, and then using that insight to bounce back better when life gets tough. First off, emotional intelligence plays a huge role here. It's that ability to be aware of your own emotions, but also to read and respond to others' emotions thoughtfully. When you hone your emotional intelligence, you start noticing patterns, what triggers you, what calms you, and how to handle relationships without losing your balance. One of my favorite strategies has always been learning effective coping strategies. It sounds fancy, but it really boils down to finding small, practical ways to manage your stress and emotions day to day. This could be as simple as deep breathing when you feel overwhelmed, or journaling your thoughts to get them out of your head and onto paper. These little habits build up mental fortitude over time, preparing you for bigger challenges. Stress management, in this context, isn't about eliminating stress because that's realistically impossible. It's about changing how you respond to it, like thinking of yourself as a surfer, riding the waves rather than someone getting smashed by them. And honestly, the more you practice stress management techniques, the stronger your psychological resilience becomes. You learn that those waves don't have to pull you down every time. Personal growth really ties all this together. You might start a new hobby, pick up mindfulness techniques, or even just commit to being kinder and more patient with yourself. When you make those intentional choices, you're rewiring your brain, strengthening emotional strength that transfers across all parts of your life. And speaking of tiny challenges building up, there's a fascinating book I came across called Ripple Effects: Transforming Tiny Traumas. It digs into how small, seemingly insignificant emotional wounds can create ripple effects throughout our lives, but also shows how we can transform those impacts through healing and growth. If you're curious about why some little things keep sticking with us and want tools to gently transform those feelings, this is a solid read. Honestly, starting to view emotional resilience as part of a personal growth journey changes the entire perspective. It's less about waiting to be knocked down less and more about getting better at rising every time. And that's empowering. Practice self awareness to understand your emotions better. Adopt simple coping strategies that fit your lifestyle. Incorporate stress management techniques like mindfulness or exercise. Work on emotional intelligence to improve your relationships. Commit to personal growth as a lifelong journey, not a quick fix. So, if you want to explore this topic more deeply and get some practical, relatable insights, I highly recommend checking out Ripple Effects: Transforming Tiny Traumas. It's filled with stories and tools that feel really approachable. You can purchase the book now and start turning those small bumps into waves of positive change. Trust me, the journey to emotional strength doesn't have to be overwhelming when you have the right guide. At the end of the day, building emotional resilience means choosing to grow one tiny step at a time, and that's something worth celebrating.